Good afternoon and welcome to the July 21st planning briefing from Missoula, Montana. Looking at the mid-level moisture satellite here, we have a dry air mass over western Montana and central Idaho. And then if we look down into Utah and Nevada, we can see this monsoonal plume here. This is going to ride up and over the ridge, and by Wednesday afternoon it'll be into western Montana. It's projected to stay through Thursday when a cold front will push it off to the east. So, today and tomorrow, hot and dry. Wednesday's looking to be the warmest day of the summer so far. Mid-90s in western Montana and mid-90s to 100 up in central Idaho. Now, minimum humidities are also going to be quite low. 20s in western Montana, but down here in southwest Montana is going to be the driest area, and we're looking at teens to 20. And then for central Idaho, mid-20s to 30. So the summary, by the time the moisture gets into western Montana on Wednesday afternoon, we're going to be looking at thunderstorms, with the northern extent being the Mission Valley all the way to Lookout Pass, including central Idaho. Now we're thinking that the best location for these thunderstorms is going to be southwest Montana, but all these areas are going to have the possibility of a thunderstorm. Very dry conditions to start out. So what's that's going to end up happening is going to help to produce these strong gusty outflows from the thunderstorms. That will be the primary threat on Wednesday. The instability in the moisture is expected to continue through the night into Thursday, so we're going to be looking at nocturnal thunderstorms in all these locations. Then on Thursday, we're going to have that cold front passing through the Northern Rockies, and along that boundary is where we're expecting to see some strong storms form. By the time it gets into southwest Montana, it'll be late in the afternoon, and we'll have all that afternoon heating. That's where the possibility of a few severe storms is going to exist. So the threats on Thursday, they're going to change just slightly. We'll still have the strong outflow winds, but because there's so much moisture available, we're looking at PWatts that are 2.5 times normal. There's a possibility of brief heavy rain and small hail from some of these storms. Alright, so Wednesday afternoon, this is where we're thinking it's going to set up. Mission Valley over to Lookout and through central Idaho, but the primary location down here in southwest Montana and Lemhi County. The SPC, they've put us in a marginal category for Thursday, and that's primarily because of that cold front. Like I said, we're thinking strong storms will develop along that cold front, and the possibility of a few of them to be severe. Alright, then as the cold front pushes off to the east, we're going to get into zonal flow. Here's depicted the 700 millibar winds, and you can see we're looking at 30 to 35 knots through most of northwest and west central Montana. So how's that going to translate down in the morning and afternoon? We're looking for breezy conditions. Northwest Montana, 12 to 20 miles per hour. Southwest Montana, similar, 12 to 20 miles per hour, especially in higher terrain and closer to the continental divide. And then west central Montana, 10 to 18 miles per hour. Temperatures will cool off a little bit behind that cold front. We're looking at mid-90s for central Idaho and mid-80s for western Montana. So the outlook from the weekend through next week is we're going to be looking at warm and dry once again. The temperatures will slowly build back into the mid-90s for western Montana and mid-90s to possibly 100 for central Idaho. Alright, how does that look on the threat matrix for Wednesday? Moderate threat for north central Idaho, west central Montana, and southwest Montana for thunderstorms and winds. Those winds are going to be the outflow winds from those thunderstorms. It'll be low threat for northwest Montana. Once again, the Mission Valley is probably going to be the northern extent for those thunderstorms. And then on Thursday, low threat for north central Idaho and northwest Montana, thunderstorms and winds again. But for west central Montana and southwest Montana, that's where the possibility for some strong storms along that cold front are, and then by late afternoon with all that heating, possibility of a couple severe storms in southwest Montana. And then on Friday, we're back in the zonal flow. We're going to have some of those 700 millibar winds come down. Low threat for northwest, west central, and southwest Montana for winds. Well, thank you for coming to the brief. Our next briefing will be Thursday, July 23rd.